Hi everybody, welcome in. I'm Erin. I'm doing a step-by-step painting tutorial today on Twitch. I'm glad you're here. You can see the painting here. It's of these nice two little snow owls. This painting changed a few times. I changed the owl type and we landed on these nice beautiful white owls. So I hope you like it. Nice and bright, kind of spooky for Halloween. And it was a lot of fun to make, and we're going to recreate it all together step by step in the next minute or two when I change my battery. I was just changing screens to show you my painting here, because that's what we're going to do. Is I'm actually going to paint along with you step by step while you paint along at home. Just give me a second for the battery. This is embarrassing. There it goes. Haha, here we are. Yeah, and I'll explain everything I'm doing just nice and slow. We can have a nice little 2-ish hour painting sesh together and hopefully learn some fun stuff. So yeah, thanks for joining in. In terms of materials, I keep everything the same as always. We have 5 different paint colors. We have white, black, red, yellow, and phthalo blue. I'll be using my 3 paint brushes, my large flat brush, medium round brush, and small round brush. Other supplies include some paint water, a paint palette. I just used my volcano plate, my paper plate, which is still not a volcano, but it's getting pretty solid. What else? Paper towel is good to have, and then hopefully you're wearing something you don't mind getting paint on, or you're wearing a nice apron. Thank you, Terry, for the apron. Otherwise, that's really all you need, or you can just use your own art supplies if you're not painting along today. Maybe you're drawing along or doing digital art. That's all totally fine, so do your own thing. In terms of where you can find me, if you're watching this on YouTube, because I do upload these tutorials to YouTube each time I do them, so hi YouTube. If you want to check out where I am other than YouTube, you can check out Instagram, instagram.com/erinbunpaints. It's where I post all of my tutorial designs and some personal artwork. You can check me out on Facebook, facebook.com/erinbunpaints. That's where I post all of my upcoming tutorial events. So in the events section, I'll have pre-dated tutorials, so you can look forward to the next upcoming date. You can see the painting, you can click yourself or mark yourself rather as attending, and that way Facebook will notify you to remind you of the event. Yeah, and pretty much all other social medias are just erinbunpaints, and I'm here on Twitch live as well, so if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to come over to Twitch and say hi to me. I stream multiple times a week, and again, these tutorials are streamed live as well, so if you ever want to join in live, you can check me out on a Friday night at twitch.tv/erinbunpaints. Cool, I think that's it. We can get started after we do our quick little cheers. Alright, here's my blank canvas. I'm gonna paint along with you guys. We're gonna be painting along. So in this painting, I start with the moon. We're gonna start with a nice bright white moon, and we're going to blend it out, and then we're gonna work on the details of the moon. So we're gonna work a tiny bit quick at the start, just so we can blend nicely. And then we will go back to the moon and pretty it up a little bit, because I've added a lot of detail to the moon. Okay, so I'm going to start with my large flat brush. Grab the biggest brush you have, and I'm going to start with plain white, so you're not really going to see what's going on my canvas here, but you can obviously see where my brush is, so hopefully that's enough. And I'm trying to do a nice huge circle. You can see I'm putting it off to the right hand side. That was my idea, that it kind of offsets the painting. It'll be on the right, and the owls are kind of centered and left a little bit. So a nice big white circle. I'm going to fill it in, even though we're going to do different things in the middle later. I'm just going to do a nice white base coat, and mainly I'm trying to make sure there's fresh white paint on the outside so we can blend it. Cheers, everybody. Just remember the wrapper. Jen, are you going to order them if you found them on Amazon? Hey Shay, I'm good, we're good, I think everybody's good. It's Toot Night, welcome in. Do you got plans tonight? What's going on? Turbo cheers it was. I felt bad because I started a few minutes late. I was yapping about Halloween candy. I was like, oh my god, it's 8:04. Painting, not complaining. Bob till heartthrob, phthalo blue. Yep, it was quick. You have, Forrest? I've got nerd robes for Halloween. What is a nerd robe? It's like a nerds with a nice little jelly inside. It's like a thin little like this, and the nerds all stick to the outside. Turns into a nice big rope. So good. Fun size ones. I never got those. Humph. I didn't have cool people in my neighborhood. I had some full size chocolate bar people though, so that's all I needed. Nerd ropes are rare. Like, I almost never see nerd ropes. I remember having them at a camp I went to, like at the little tuck shop or whatever, and that's all I bought were the nerd ropes because they were hard to find everywhere else. Otherwise, they're quite rare, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're calling it licorice. I would define it more as just like a sugary, like, really stretchy candy, though. For me, anyway. Hey, Frey, welcome in. It's Toot Night. Nerd ropes are great. You gotta try them. Can't tie knots at them, but... I wonder if we're all thinking of different strawberry candies. I think I am, at least. I don't know if I'm on the same page right now, but that's fine. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and start blending this white. So again, this first step is a little quick just to make sure we can blend nicely. So I just grabbed a little bit of blue and white mixed together. You can see on my plate here, I'm just grabbing a little bit of blue and white. It'll be a little easier to blend if we lighten up the blue just a touch rather than using plain blue. The plain blue is going to really overtake the white. And what I'm doing is I'm just doing a quick little wrap around of this big white moon. And it's very big. It's definitely bigger than my original here, and that's actually intentional because I know that as I blend, it's going to get closer into the middle. So I am starting a little bigger than what I want it to be, and we'll see that when I blend, it'll start to move a little further in. So I'm just doing a nice big wide ring of light blue around, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash off my brush, and I'm going to start to stroke it in between the blue and white. That's going to soften it up and blend it together, and you'll get a nice kind of glowy moon as a result. So the one struggle with this is that the more you do it, the more your brush picks up this light blue, and you can see it kind of like streaks it closer in. And if you don't want that to happen quite as much, you'll just need to keep wiping off your brush or washing it off and then getting it nice and clean before you go back in. So what I like to do, you can see I like to do maybe like halfway around or all the way around, and then I'll maybe wash it off. Wash off my brush, that is, and then what I'll do is I'll go closer inside and kind of touch up any harsher lines, just slowly, right? You just gotta go nice and slow, one little area at a time. You can see what starts to happen is you start to grab more white paint and less blue, and that's what eventually fades it out. I don't like licorice really, but the gummy, yeah, I would still describe them as like a candy gummy core. It kind of looks like licorice in that it's usually, I think it was red color, like red or pink, and obviously like a long piece of candy, but I wouldn't describe it as licorice tasting. But it's been a while since I've had it, so. Mike and Ike's are good, Tiggy. I enjoy those. I don't think they're great, but they're not bad either. Okay, less licorice, okay. Yes, I agree, Cindy. It's like a stretchier gummy bear almost, the nerd or the rope inside the nerd rope candy. I agree. I've never heard of Now and Laters. Hanging tonight, busy tomorrow, Sunday. Ah, yes. Gotcha, Shay. Exciting, exciting. I remember you saying you were busy tomorrow night with a nice little Halloween hangout, so I hope that's nice. Nice spooky movie night. Do you know what movie you're watching yet? Yes, like cherry jelly bellies, yum. Milk duds. I need some milk duds. The one I'm talking about is wrapped in strawberry paper. Oh, okay, okay. I think that's what a few of you... I'm not thinking of that one. I'm still thinking of the swirly, creamy one. And I feel like we've brought it up in chat before, and people said, like, it's no longer available, and then some people said it might be, and I don't know. But yes, the strawberry wrapped one, I remember more from restaurants. Again, I remember it as the, like, you're leaving now, take a little piece of strawberry candy wrapped in the strawberry paper. Those are really good. Oh, Sour Patch Kids. There's so many that I need to look for now. Maybe I'll do one more. I'm not gonna, like, exhaust myself looking for these things, but maybe I'll just go to the grocery store, like, one more time. I'll go to a different one, different brand, and look for a few more. Because I think I've nailed the chocolate bar category. You guys are all bringing up candies, which are, like, still Halloween-y, so I'd like to get those. Alright, I'm still blending here. It takes a little bit to blend, I think, nicely for the moon, so I'm just going to really make sure I'm getting it the way I want. You guys can keep taking your time, too. And then we're gonna work on the sky. We're gonna fill up the rest of the sky with blue, as this blue is still a little wet here. Another thing you can do to counteract the blue is just grab more white paint. And that way you're gonna like kind of blend or cover up some of the blue, which is intruding on your moon, as you see it's doing to mine. So yeah, if you need to cover up more blue rather than just using a clean brush, the top of my brush just snapped off. There we go. Just grab more white paint and that'll help kind of dilute what you're working with. And because we're cleaning up the moon a little later anyway, we can always cover up any light blues which have like made their way into the moon here, because mine is very close. It's closing up very, very quickly here. That's looking good, actually. Okay, we'll keep it there. I'm gonna catch up on chat and then we'll do the rest of the sky here. Yeah, someone mentioned blow pops earlier. I didn't know what they were. Just bubble gum inside, right? I don't know how my team can read that in my head. Jawbreakers, yup. Yeah, being an adult means being the full-size chocolate bar person yourself. Yeah, we don't have, I've had this goal for my whole life, Shan. Like, when I grow up, I'm gonna be the full chocolate bar person. And now I'm in an apartment that doesn't allow trick-or-treating, so it's like, ugh, like I would actually like to provide. But what I'm doing, good news, I'm able to give my building manager a good chunk of the candy that I bought, because obviously I only need like one of each, and then maybe I'll snack on some myself, but I don't want hundreds of these little candies in my apartment just waiting for me to eat them, so I'm gonna give them to my building manager, and at least I can give that. But when I have literal trick-or-treaters, I plan to be the full chocolate bar size person. Thank you very much. Oh yes, Laffy Taffy, for sure. Sounds good, Jen. 2 or 3? That's hard to beat. Cream savers. That sounds right, Cindy. Yes. Yes, especially if you think they're not available now. I think that's what I'm thinking of. Cream savers sounds like lifesavers as well, and I was saying I think there's a connection there, like same company maybe. Wagon wheels. I don't know wagon wheels. I've got Butterfinger in here, I think. Do I? Maybe I don't. I thought I did. I have too many other yellow things. I was like, there's definitely a Butterfinger, but there isn't. I'll look for that too. Okay, I see there's still lots of chat, but I'm gonna continue on here for those painting. I'm just going to start to go around the outside, around the outside, around the outside again, just with plain blue this time. So I didn't mix the blue at all. I just dipped into my plain phthalo blue, and I am kind of blending it in. You can see it doesn't need much blending because we're just going from light to dark blue, so I'm just kind of stroking it in between a little bit just to soften it. But mostly what I'm trying to do is just cover the entire sky with this nice dark phthalo blue now. So just filling up the rest of your canvas. And in terms of my strokes, I am trying to kind of keep them going around the moon just to kind of keep them all going the same direction. Because you still can kind of see the strokes even when the paint is all dry. So instead of going back and forth left and right or up and down, I'm just trying to keep it all nice and curved. Just to keep it all flowing the same way. You hated chocolate as a kid, Cindy. Man, I have not heard of that. I know James says he doesn't like chocolate now, but as a kid, I never knew any other kid that was like, no chocolate, please. Paydays. Oh, yeah. Ugh. I need to get on this frozen chocolate bar game because everyone talks about them. What a terrible rule. I assume you're talking about the apartment. Yeah, I don't really understand it because that would be like a kid's dream to trick-or-treat in an apartment. That's some efficiency right there. Like, I know when I was a kid, I was like scouring different neighborhoods. I was like, where are the houses closest together? How can we be the most efficient, right? Like, I'd go to my friends' neighborhoods and be like, oh yeah, you're in a subdivision. Sick! You know? So yeah, an apartment would be a dream. Knock on like 3 doors at once and just efficiency all the way. So I don't really know why they say no to it, but they do. But either way, that I think the kids win out, Shay, because again, my building manager puts together a whole bag for every kid in the apartment, and then I'm sure they go trick-or-treating anyway, so like they're getting double. I think it's a sick deal, honestly. Willy Wonka Wacky. No, I have never heard of that either. Oh yes, yeah, Forrest, I saw this. I thought I was ranting to chat about it at one point, but maybe it was just someone else. They're remaking Willy Wonka. Timothy Chalamet is Willy Wonka. And that's a little bizarre. He a little young, no? They just don't need to remake Willy Wonka for like the nth time. I don't understand it. Typical Hollywood doesn't have new ideas. But for real, like, they're remaking... like, how long ago was the Johnny Depp one? Not long ago, right? I could understand the remake there. It was a long time since the Gene Wilder one, but like, now? Why? Really, Jen? I'd be the one to give kids a toothbrush? I'm sorry. Your house would get egged. With a side, yeah, painting is secondary today, honestly, aside from this candy chat. Burning well. Last time I was living in a house and not an apartment, I got a ton of fun-sized candy bars. I would tell the kids to use both hands to see how much they could get, or just to grab a handful if they were bigger kids. Oh, that's so sweet. I love that. And welcome in, Burning Well. I don't know if you're painting tonight, but welcome in either way. As you can see, we are talking about Halloween candy. You've jumped right into that conversation, so welcome in. Glad you're here. Yeah, I figured for us. It's sad. Yo, yeah, Burning Well, if I hit your house, I would have been freaking out. I would have been like telling my friends, this house next year. You're a real one. Yes, you're already welcomed in due to that fact. We're just like, yep, good person, excellent. You've passed the vibe check, very good. The rotten tooth fairy giveaway toothbrush. That's kind of funny though, Cindy. I like that as part of the costume. Yeah, Burning Well, that was always the most exciting part. Like, how much can we do until we have to go home, you know? Could we hit up multiple neighborhoods? I don't know if I ever did that, but I feel like I made a lot of progress certain years. Again, efficiency. I was all about efficiency. I still am, but yes. Hates chocolate, of course. My daughter loves it. Vanilla option. Oh, that's nice, Curtis, thinking of them. Male trick-or-treating? What's that, Vonda? Everyone thinks townhouses are efficient, but they all have like 4 or 5 stairs, so it ends up being a... Oh, get out of here. Come on. But like walking from like acre-long properties isn't more of a workout because you're doing more steps there. Please, please. Yeah, no worries, Shay. I don't know if I explained it till now, but yeah, that's it is part of why I was so eager to do this thing on this is next Sunday, by the way. I'm doing like a candy tier list for fun. And yeah, that's why I didn't mind getting all the candy. I was like, I'm absolutely not going to eat all of this. I don't want to have all this spare candy. And then I was like, it kind of works out nice. I can just give the candy to the manager and keep like 1 or 2 pieces for myself of each. Is that it, Burning Well? Maybe it is. Maybe it's just some sort of policy they have. I'm not sure. I'm botching his name. It's Timothy I don't know what I just call him Charmalarmalane because I can't do it. Hard stop. It's nothing against him. I think he's a great little actor, coming of age, yeah, whatever, but for Willy Wonka it doesn't fit. I don't think, unless the whole storyline is like, you know, Willy Wonka growing up, how did he come to be, his origin story. But still, I just don't think they need it right now. Oh, a prequel. There you go. CJ seems to know. Yeah, no one needed it. I'm sorry. Again, nothing against Timothy. He's busy with Dune. Like, let him live. I don't know. As a kid, a dentist gave out. That makes sense, though, Curtis. That makes sense. Oh, okay, Burning Well, that's really cool. We don't have a lot of, like, spray paint people. I don't know if we have anybody who works with spray paints in here yet, so that's really cool. We have people who work with lots of other things, Burning Well, but tell us more about spray painting. Do you do it, like, outside on the walls, or do you sell any work? Hey, Crow, welcome in. House is kind of in the center. Drop by a couple times, empty your bags. Didn't look like we were out very long. If you do, yeah, you're right. You have the strat correct, as Burning Well said. If you walk around with a big bag, people are going to be more stingy. If you have an empty bag, they'll be like, oh, you need some candy. Do 2 handfuls. That's what I'm saying, Forrest. Sometimes they're not acre long, I'm exaggerating, but like more than townhouses or subdivisions. That's what I'm saying. That's what I would go to. I lived in the country a little bit. Larger properties. So I would go to other friends' neighborhoods to trick or treat. Mm-hmm. Like, I would do a quick little round because I would, like, know some people, like neighbors, but I'd quickly leave. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you didn't do one last year. I would have guessed you did one the year before based on what you've told me. Best trick-or-treating is a town, like 5K or so. All the kids still actually go door to door. People have candy. It's a whole thing. Yeah, you know, my parents have said that too. They feel like kids just don't come anymore. They felt like they were kind of every year just getting less and less, and I don't know where they're going or if there's like a new thing they're doing, but yeah. And I can't really comment again because I don't live in a situation where I'd even get trick-or-treaters, but anyway. I'm going to start working on the moon, everybody. I'm assuming I know I'm talking a lot as well, so I'm assuming everyone's got the background done. But let's look at the moon here. So the moon, I have a few different colors going on. So I started with a little bit of a light yellow. You can see it has a little more of a yellow glow versus a white glow right now. I keep the glow the same, but the actual moon, there's some yellow. And then what I did is I sprinkled in some pinks and purples, just for fun. I know the moon isn't all these colors, but I think it looks cool, so that's what I did. So I'm going to start with just some light yellow. I'm going to swirl that around kind of in most of the areas here, and then I'm going to dot on some pinks and purples, just very softly. I'll go through it nice and slow with you all. Came from a Halloween is the devil's birthday house. Oh, I see. I see, Jen. The devil's birthday, yes. A sin. I'm sorry that was missed out. I think you should be able to trick-or-treat as an adult because of that, you know? Just explain that to people and be like, I just want one good experience. So everyone, I'm mixing a nice light yellow, so white with a little bit of yellow. I want it more buttery. And it's going to hit this wet white as well, so it'll probably turn even lighter. But just to be safe, I'm making it really light to begin with. Because maybe your white is a little drier, or maybe mine is drier than I think. Either way, I'm just going to start applying that. I'm going to look at the reference and kind of apply it where I see it, just so I'm not adding yellow and then going on top of it. So you can see I'm kind of going in the bottom right-hand area. And I'm being very careful not to mix with the blue, because if you mix yellow with blue, it's going to create a nice bright green. I don't want any green, at least today in my moon, maybe another day, but not today. So I don't want to get too close to where the blue starts to blend. I'm really trying my best to keep in the white area. And you can see I'm doing a variety of things. I'm doing some nice long strokes, just kind of using some long strokes to do the nice edge here. As I get smaller and closer into the middle, I'm doing some back and forth strokes. I'm going a little quick at that, so I'll slow it down. I'm going back, forth. The little X marks, you know? Gives it a little more texture. Maybe on this outside edge a bit. And again, this doesn't have to be perfect. That's kind of the whole idea. We have lots of little colors in the moon here. Maybe there's going to be some white still showing or some blue. So yeah, just anything nice and soft. I just wanted to make it a little more colorful than what it traditionally is. Because we can do these things when we paint. I got about 20 kids, so handout. See, yeah, real one as well. Curtis does the full-size chocolate bars. And yeah, like, I don't know, when I was growing up where we lived, there were a lot of trick-or-treaters around, and there were lots and lots and lots. And just as the years went by, I don't know if it was like families grew up and we didn't get new batches of kids or something, but they started to deteriorate. Trunk-or-treating thing that churches do, safe trick-or-treating, where they like put together a pack of it or something. Dang, kids are all just VR trick-or-treating in Fortnite. That's like, honestly, I'm like, am I missing something? Are the kids like disappearing and doing something else? I don't know. Even though kids have actually been poisoned or anything. There's always an article though, isn't there, Burning Wall, that's like, someone took a syringe and stuck poison in the candy, and it's like, be aware. Yeah. Yeah, like Burning Well, I feel like I hear the same story each time, you're right. It's like, or like someone claims that they got they checked their kid's candy and there was one that was slightly opened. It's like, maybe your kid opened it. Like, it's good to be safe. It's not overly horrible, but at the same time, you're right. I feel like every year there's a little story circulating about the syringe. It's always the syringe. Like, that's how they do it. They inject it and like, who really puts... I can't imagine someone would really do that. I know there's bad people in the world, but I can't imagine someone would risk, like, I'm gonna just poison a random child by handing out candy from my house. I feel like that could be tracked back very easily. Anyway. Kid-sized mannequin put a bag in his hand at reach, saw on YouTubers who just carried it to a door and said the kid was shy. Dude, what? That's scammy. That's not good. Oh no. Don't have traditional grid neighborhoods, so big grocery stores are something for kids. Oh, okay, in parking lots. That's cute. Miss Rowley, hello, welcome back. Finally got to watch you paint again. Yes, welcome back. It's good to see you. Sorry, I'm very slow on chat today. Everyone's chatting about Halloween candies because I've got them all excited about different Halloween candies. But welcome in. I'm doing an owl tutorial today. I'll upload it to YouTube later, of course. Oh, I could make this a little more yellow. But welcome in. Yeah, just doing a nice little spooky painting the week before Halloween. It's good to see you. Parents also take... Oh, right. I read that. My in-laws have mannequins. Jen, if you, as I just called it a scam, I'm still like, if you do it, show us. Let us know how it works. Borrow a child. Tax the candy. I don't think any child would actually agree to taxing the candy. They'll just be like, no, I'll just go on my own. You can't just borrow a child. What? Yeah, what's weird about mannequin? What do you mean? You don't have a mannequin like in every room of your area? Kitchen mannequin, living room mannequin, mannequin in the bathroom. Two dressed as their children. Wait, can you explain more? Ronald Clark, is that the candy fiddler? That's not good. Candy. Tampering person, I don't know. I need to go buy myself some candy. I went pumpkin carving cocktail party last weekend. Host had full-size candy bars. Oh my god. What a treat, Shay. Yeah, I was just showing off all the candy. I have like 4 boxes of variety of candy at this point. Chocolate bars and candy. Totally worth it. I'd recommend going to your grocery store and seeing what they have. Also, all this talk of people handing out, it doesn't happen. I've never even heard a true story about that. It's just been like, it could happen because edibles are a thing now. Exactly. Exactly. Who would spend the money? Who's gonna get any gratification out of like, give a kid an edible? Why? Don't. No? Let me hit the house. But also, yeah, that wouldn't happen. Anyway. I'm gonna add another color for those who are painting along with me. I'm gonna do a nice light pink now. So I'm just going to add a little bit of red to a pile of white to make a nice, very soft pink. And then I'm just going to add it the same way I was adding the yellow. But I just need to unclog my bottle first. Yeah, who would really do that? Let's spend a lot of money on that and then just for the joy of knowing I got a child high, haha. That's really bizarre. I can't see that being a thing. Again, it's good to be safe, but I think sometimes these things are sensationalized a bit. So same thing, I'm just taking small amounts of light pink. I really wiped off my brush there. And I'm just lightly brushing it in. Yellow and pink will kind of mix. They'll make maybe like a soft orange if you blend them together, so you don't need to be super careful with it. I am kind of blending it in as I go. You can see I'm kind of fiddling with the yellow here. I'm just gonna change the brightness. I think it's a little bright. It's a little better. Okay. And again, the white paint is still a little wet, so it kind of softens the pink a little bit. You can always add white as well if you want it to be a little softer, kind of blending around. And again, I'm just kind of using the reference and trying to add the pink wherever I see it. You don't need to follow the exact reference, of course. The idea is that each of these paintings will be a little bit different, and it's not like this will make or break the moon if the pink is in the different spot or we have the purple in a different spot. I'm just trying to get it as close as possible. Tell my kids about poison candy, and I believe there is only one case, and it was someone in the family did it to their own family. That's pretty wild, Curtis. Yeah, again, I feel like as well that I only ever heard one story, and I thought it was someone doing that to kids' candies, but like, again, maybe it was just media and headlines and me not reading the whole story, so. Yeah, it's unfortunate there's so much fear around that, because I think a lot of parents take that super seriously. Again, I for sure know that certain parents do checks on their candies. Not to say that's overboard, but it's just sad that they're, yeah, that concerned that they've been convinced that this could happen at any moment, that someone's gonna literally just poison their child for fun. It's pretty bizarre. Oh, that is okay. Yeah, Burning Well says Ronald Clark O'Brien poisoned his own child, said it was Halloween candy so he could claim life insurance. What? Ugh. In 1974, so long ago. Really? That's so interesting, Burning Well. Burning Well has the facts, everybody. Yeah, that's super interesting. Because of that one incident, it's like, no, it's a thing. April Fools, when I was young, my older brother and his best friend name was Slick, took double bubble gum, put dishwashing liquid in them. Ew! Oh my god, Cindy, is that not like kind of poisonous? Wait a sec, that could have ended very poorly. It sounds like a harmless prank, but like, I wouldn't, ooh. Burger child is easy, stop it. They're roaming everywhere. Yeah, looking for a child, that'll be fine, Jen. Isn't that an Office thing? A quote from The Office where he's like, how do I... Michael Scott's making like a dating profile or something. He's like, how do I express that I like kids? That I don't mind somebody with kids. And he's like, little kid lover. He names himself Little Kid Lover or something. Your local buy nothing page. Oh my god. iWix, hello. Thanks for the lurk. Apple each year for the same... Oh yes, there were apples. Yeah, so I asked what movie you're watching The Crow. Oh, okay. Not so fun fact. He got killed with a prop. Dude, that's why the name's familiar. I was reading about that. Yes, because of the Alex Baldwin incident. Wow. Yeah, that happened, what, yesterday? Yes. I was reading about that and I didn't know that that was an incident with Brandon Lee. I honestly had never heard the name before, but just as I read it, I was like, why do I know that now? Yeah, that's because I was reading about it today a little bit. Oof, that's wow, what a really, really sad story that is for those who didn't see. Someone was accidentally shot and killed on set of Alec Baldwin's new movie, I think yesterday. And turns out it was Alec Baldwin who shot the prop gun. Yeah, it was a prop gun, I guess, and they didn't know it was loaded. And I've been reading a lot about like what usual protocols are and why this shouldn't have happened and how could have it happened with so many people checking, because apparently it's supposed to be a lot of different checks going through. Anyway, that was, oof, that's really interesting and very sad. I think 2 people were injured, right? I think 1 passed away, but 1 is still in hospital, perhaps. Anyway, horrible. And popcorn balls, oh. Yeah, true, Forrest, I should have mentioned that to you. Mm-hmm. Cindy, worst case is explosive diarrhea. Okay, that's good. To me, I would have guessed poisonous, but that's alright. That's an okay prank then, I guess. Not properly respecting the weapon he was holding, even with blank firing guns, he never point. Yeah, I would say so. Like, I don't want to throw blame. I don't know who is to blame there. I think something obviously also went wrong with like checking it as well and making sure there was nothing that could go wrong there. But yes, I think generally I've always been taught that even with fake guns, I don't know, should I say even like toy guns, you know, like something you'd buy from Toys R Us? I don't know. I feel like that would be pointed at a person. But yeah, any props, if I were anywhere on a movie set, anything replicating like a real gun, I would never even be playing around that way. That's scary. Especially real guns that aren't loaded. Yeah, never. I'm taught, when I talk like little kid guns, I'm talking like the little laser guns that go ding 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 ding, and there's like literally nothing in, there's no even like hole for anything. Anyway, you guys understand. Oh, Brandon Lee is Bruce Lee's son. Both of them are buried in a local park here in Seattle. We're gonna visit. Wow. Yeah, that's a good plan, Shay. No strike. They came to an agreement a day before, Cindy, Saturday night, and they're supposed to be on Sunday. So people worked the weekend, and it didn't matter. Went back to work on the Monday. Okay. I spent enough time on the pink, I think, so let's go on to some purple. Oh, I shouldn't have added that. I don't like that. Yeah, purple's the last little color in this nice, beautiful moon, just to complement the nice pink we have going. I'm just going to add some white there. That a little lighter. There we go. So on my plate, I'm going to mix a tiny bit of blue, tiny bit of red, and then mostly white, because I wanted a very, very pale purple. I don't want it to be very dark on top of everything. It is the darker color of the 3, but still going to be a little lighter. So grabbing some purple, and same thing, I'm just kind of dotting it on, Trying to have little amounts on my brush. I think that's the big key here. You don't want to be blobbing on the paint or else it's going to take over everything. So I kind of tapped on a larger amount. I washed off my brush and now I'm just kind of playing with it now that it's on the canvas. I'm just kind of letting it blend into the pink. Purple and pink blend very nicely together. So you can see I piled it just right on top of the pink and it's working out just fine. Yeah, this will give it a little more of a look of like craters and some shading in the moon, so purple is nice. Cinematography, yes, and I think it was the director potentially who got hit as well, but I think he's okay as far as I know. Yeah, very awful. I don't know who's to blame. It just sounds like it was a few things maybe all at once that happened, unfortunately. Yeah, I really don't know. Again, I've always been taught with like any sort of firearm, you just don't do that. You just don't point it at somebody. Even pretend. Like, I've always been taught, like, better safe than sorry type thing, and that happens all the time where kids get a hold of guns that they don't think are loaded and accidents happen. But I don't know how it goes in movies. I did hear that Alec was questioned, though, and, like, released immediately. It's not like he's... I don't think he's in trouble so far. I think they're all very confident it was a complete accident and not really his doing thus far. It'll be interesting how it all plays out. What color is this? It's a nice light purple. Brussels sprouts are good, Jen. Put some bacon in them. Yeah, I honestly love Brussels sprouts. I feel like they're underrated, and as kids it's like, Brussels sprouts, yuck. But it's an adult vegetable. I grew into them for sure. What is this channel of music we're listening to? I'm just listening to a playlist called something about copyright-free music, Curtis. It's called Chill/Lo-Fi, copyright-free for stream. Because on Fridays when I do the toots, obviously I upload these toots to YouTube and I want copyright-free music as a result. I can't have any copyrighted music in the YouTube video. And I'd rather also not paint in silence, or I guess have the video silenced as well. So that's what I go with. I hope you're enjoying it though. It sounds like you are. I can link the playlist if you want in the Discord later if you are enjoying it. It's just very chill beats. No lyrics, nothing fancy. I have not, Cindy. Have you guys ever seen how Brussels sprouts grow? They are like an alien appendage. I don't think so. Wait, is it like on a big stalk? Is that correct? Oh, still on the stalk. There you go. Yeah, Curtis, I feel like there's probably a bunch of different playlists with very similar vibes. But you could even type in like copyright free and probably find a bunch of stuff exactly like this. Because I know a lot of other streamers like me use it just to be safe with the whole DMCA stuff. But YouTube has like no mercy for it. No mercy. If they hear one second of a copyright song, they're like, all right, the whole video is claimed, you can't monetize it, goodbye. It's really silly, so I'm just extra careful with YouTube. Twitch is a little more, we can get away with things on Twitch, okay? We can get away with things. That whole system of just having the music muted in the VOD has been working totally fine. So I'll continue doing that and happily listen to the music we want. They regrew them and gave me a stock of them. They weren't tender. I think she picked them too soon. I basically used up my red and blue starter acrylic paint. Oh, yay! That's crazy. What else have you painted recently, Shay? Or has it just been the few that we've done? That's so good. I'm glad you're enjoying it so much. Okay, I think I'm good with the moon, guys. I'm going to give you all maybe an extra minute or two if you're still playing around with that. But I'm going to move on to... What are we doing next? Probably the tree next. We'll do the tree as our next little step. Yeah, I've never dealt with Brussels sprouts being grown, so I'm not sure. To say they weren't tender, I don't know. Because I feel like raw, they're never really tender. I feel like they're always very, very tough when I get them and to like cook them. But yeah, bacon, onions, and then just like halved in a pan with the Brussels sprouts. Perfect. You don't need anything more. Garlic would be cool, but those three things are beautiful. Just like chopped up bacon. Mm-mm-mm. Oh yeah, I have milk today. Yay. No tea, it's too late. I don't want to stay up all night. I have to stream tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be online tomorrow, by the way, for those wondering. A little bit of a, as usual, weird schedule this week, but painting tonight, and then tomorrow I'm doing some bullet journaling. Because for those who have noticed, I've not posted anything in Buntober since like the 2nd of the month, so I'd like to do some doodling. I might do like a weekly spread and then just kind of doodle around it, or I'll just straight up doodle. But I was planning on just going through the Buntober prompts and just making a little cute little drawing for each of them. Because again, I had a lot of fun with last time we all kind of did the little drawings together, and well, the two anyway. It was more fun for me, so that's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. A little bit of doodling. Just the 2 private tubes in the public. They weren't big tubes, they were full. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I guess I'm used to, like, when you say I went through a whole one, I'm like, holy moly. But you're right, you probably have smaller tubes. Mm-hmm. Plus big canvases, right? Cool, that's exciting that you've gone through them. Yeah, bacon does make everything better, to be fair. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of herbals, I guess. I do have a decaf Earl Grey. I guess I could have dipped into that. I also just kind of felt like some cold milk, honestly. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of herbals, Shay, personally. Yeah, candied bacon, beautiful. Erin, I think it's like heads of cabbage. You have to leave them on after first frost. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know Brussels sprout season. I would trust you over what I know, so maybe. Yeah, 75 mil. Very different from what I'm used to. That makes more sense. All right, let's add, oh my goodness, I keep doing this. My Spotify is up. Let's add that spooky tree. So of course I'm gonna use black paint. I've got my large flat brush here because it has a nice thin edge that I can use. I'm just gonna prop this up so we can get the bottom edge here. And I'm just gonna start on the left-hand side, kind of doing a little bit of a zigzag. Just a nice very thin line, so I used again the thin edge, just kind of going up, zigzagging a bit. And of course we're going to thicken that up. I just like to start with a nice thin line so I can really be confident in where I'm going, and then I can thicken up from either side wherever I want here. So I'll make this even thicker than this, but just starting nice and slow. So again, a little bit spookier with the nice little corners and edges here. And then trees, of course, they always start a little bit wider on the bottom. So you can see really widening at the bottom. And as I get further up, I'm making the tree a little bit thinner. Just kind of closing in the two edges a bit. But all black paint, just a nice silhouette here. Peanut butter bacon fudge, oh my gosh. Okay, so right around now. Did you get them recently, Cindy? Mm-hmm. I know, Shay, you were nervous at the start, but I'm glad you said you had your friend over that first time, and I'm sure that really helped, just having a little buddy right with you who kind of knew what they were doing with acrylics. I'm just glad you've continued with them. I don't know if it's like your main thing right now versus gouache, but either way, I'm just glad you found another one that you like. I've had a lesson in movies, candy, and now agriculture, as well as a painting too. So much in here, so much. Yes, don't forget, I should drink more milk, you're right. Hydrate myself with some milk. I haven't had this mug out in a while. Unacceptable! He's screaming at me every time I drink. Very upset. Alright, so that's the trunk, and then what we can do is we can put some branches on. So I'm going to start with a branch for the owls just so I can kind of plan that out properly. I want one closer to the bottom, maybe a third of the way up, so we can have two nice big owls resting. So I'm just using the thin edge of my brush, and I'm kind of coming up and out to begin with, and then I'll quickly start to come straight out and maybe do a little bit of a wiggle here and there. But again, just like the trunk, we want to make sure the branch starts a little bit wider, so I'm just going to widen out the beginning. I'll make it a wee bit thinner as we go. Drawing more than anything else recently. Oh, okay. Yes, your little grid that you have, that was very smart. Because I'm kind of like doodling, not even with each week anyway. Really not sticking to what I was going to do, but I feel like my doodles are just more so like randomly placed. They're going to be more sporadic. You'll see tomorrow. Again, I haven't done anything since a few weeks ago, so I'm really just going to go through the list and do as many as I can. But my plan is to just kind of sporadically place them. But I liked your idea. I like Jen's idea of having like a whole 2-page spread of it. I think that keeps them a little more organized. Okay, and you can see as I'm adding the branch, I'm also adding a few little twigs here and there. So just kind of coming off with some thin little strokes, maybe splitting them in two. I really like the little V shapes, as you can see. Lots of twigs, I think, makes it look a little spookier. There we go. I'm just kind of going from side to side here, adding a few on the left, adding a few on the right. Not as worried about placement, obviously. It's more so this one's just important for the owls, but otherwise you can just put them wherever you feel like. Any direction, it's all the same idea. You're just using the thin edge of the brush, kind of coming at an angle out to make it look like it's kind of splitting off of the tree, and then you can start to wiggle it kind of anywhere you want. I think mainly you just want to make sure it's kind of curving off, and then you can really make it, again, twist and turn wherever. Hey Lumpy, welcome in. Happy Friday. How's it going? Sounds good, Cindy. We've made you hungry. Yeah, Lumpy, I'm just in the middle of a toot as usual on Fridays. So going back and forth from teaching and chatting. How was your week? Although next Friday I won't be doing a toot. Next Friday I'm doing the Bob Ross. Yeah, for those who are just jumping in, next Friday I'll be doing a Bob Ross paint along in celebration of his birthday. It's his birthday next Friday. So we've done this before on stream, but I'm doing it again. We've done it twice before. This will be, I think, the third time. It's always a great time. We watch a Bob Ross tutorial, and I attempt to paint along in acrylics, which is always a really hilarious challenge because acrylics and oils are very different mediums. And Bob uses oils, so I attempt to keep up with him both in speed and in technique using a different type of paint. So it's always a chaotic fun time, and I'll be doing that next Friday. I'm still hairy and chubs. Very intense. Our main client is very happy with our work, saving their arses. Also means they keep asking for the moon. They keep asking for more and more. They're like, oh, you did that miracle? Do another one. You're like, okay, wait. It's all working out, though. At least you're being appreciated, Lumpy. That's very good. Envious of your confidence making the branches. Thanks, Curtis. It's, yeah, I always just kind of say it's a lot of practice. This did not fit on correctly. There we go. Yeah, tons of practice. It's also, I think, that I'm used to this brush as well. I guarantee if I used a different brush, I'd be like, oh no, what's going on? I wouldn't be able to make these thin strokes that you see. So yeah, I just honestly keep saying it's a ton of practice to get to where this is. And I do have a lot of experience, to be fair, in like doing this quickly because I'm used to doing the whole step-by-step in around 2 hours. So I've learned to figure out how to do it faster because I don't have time to do it slow at certain points. It's not bad to do it slow, of course. It's just what I've learned to know, you know? Don't be afraid, everybody, to crisscross branches as well, of course. I think that, again, adds to the spookiness of it. Just the really thin, like, rickety branches, I think the more you add of those, the better it gets. Chance of a cute cabin? Probably not today. I don't know where it would appropriately fit. It would kind of be floating in the sky. I don't know where we would put one of those. A chicken noodle, though, could be bouncing along anywhere in here, I'm sure. Increased your by 250%. Holy moly. Back pain diminishing. Oh, good. What have you done to fix that, or is it just like slowly diminishing? It's like when Bob says, need to make some decisions, and I'm like, eek, I can't. Yeah. Yeah, Bob's like, decision time, boom. He does it even quicker than me, and he makes big decisions. I think a small branch is a very small decision, you know? And he's like, literally, where do we put a tree? Decision time. You're right. We'll see next Friday. I'm sure this will happen next Friday, where I as well panic when he says decision time. Like, oh no! Hi, I'm still blending the sun. I'm doing okay, thanks, Lumpy. I didn't stream a lot. Well, I didn't stream at all this week. I'm doing a stream today and tomorrow instead. I've been continuing to work on, I don't know if I've talked to you about the art store, but I'm still trying to set up a website/art store. And I'm chipping away at that. I'm getting very, very close to being able to say a date for that, which is nice, like an opening date. I just have a couple more things I need to like clear up and test. I want to do some testing. I'm like close to testing stage, guys, in terms of like testing like a fake order, you know? I want to see like a fake order come through so I know how to handle it and like printing a shipping label and stuff like that. So that'll be very, very soon, and once I'm confident with that process, then it'll be like, okay, we can set a date now, and I'll still have like 1 or 2 things to do within those 2 weeks, but I'm not leaving a whole lot because I don't want to be caught in a situation where I have too many things to do last minute or something goes wrong, you know? So I'm really trying my best to like sort everything out first. Yeah, Shay, I'm gonna do that next Friday. I know in Discord I said that I'm doing like a Halloween-y thing next Friday, but I changed my mind, and I'll announce this all in Discord so it's clear. I'm instead going to do like a Halloween-y stream, including the candy tier list on the Sunday, actual Halloween. I think it makes more sense. And on Friday we're going to do a Bob Ross paint-along, kind of in celebration of Bob's birthday, because it's literally next Friday, so kind of makes more sense to just kind of dedicate that one to Bob. I was gonna smash it all together, but it was a lot, and I was like, this is gonna be a very long stream. It's gonna involve costume changes. Like, it would be a lot, so I just didn't want to stress myself out about that too much and have like a very long stream because of it. So I figured 2 streams better anyway, to have 2 different streams kind of themed differently. Excuse me. And on 2 different days. So if you can't make the Friday, make the Sunday type thing. Yeah. And again, Sunday is actual Halloween, so it makes way more sense anyway, now that I think about it all. Went to physio. Oh, okay. Broke my hairy potato back and found the spot. Oh, yeah. That's good, though. Yeah, when you find a good, good masseuse, or you said, physio. Yeah, when you find a good physio person. Anyway, it can make a huge difference. Find someone who knows what they're doing. That's good. And stretches are always good, too. I'm really glad you're already seeing improvement, though. An ergotherapist? Thank you, Lumpy. Yeah, it's just been a long process. I just want to, like, say more about it, you know? I love it. If I don't have plans, I'll definitely know. Sounds good. Yeah, and, like, yeah, again, it would have involved, like, that was what was stressing it the most. I was like, I want to dress up as Bob, but I also want to be, like, something else. I have another Halloween costume, and I was like, do I switch halfway through? I put on a Be Right Back screen, I run and switch around. Like, it just seemed like too much. And the order of things too, I was like, what do I do first? And I just, yeah, I would have had to start like super early afternoon on a Friday, and I was like, people probably won't be able to make that. Anyway, I thought about it a lot, and even though I said Friday, I think it's better I just announce now that I'm changing it, and I'll put it all in Discord soon for everybody. Yay! Grab me a plate, Jen. Yahoo! Where else here? Maybe I'll just thicken that one up a bit. That's looking pretty close to my original. I can maybe add a couple more branches that come like way further out here. I'm just gonna extend that guy. Let's extend this guy a bit. Trying to get some corners on some of them. Ooh, that one's like hanging down. Okay, I think that's looking pretty spoopy. So I will, I just want to keep adding. I will pause here, promise. Okay, put my brush down. I'll pause there. Give everyone some time if you're still adding some branches. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sketch out our owls next, because we don't have a dry canvas yet to do the bright white of the owls or the dry brushing of this mist up here. So we're going to spend some time just kind of sketching the owls. If they turn a little gray, that's okay. And then we can put some white over top and all the nice little details. So we're kind of working with the paint in the middle of the drying phase for now, just to keep it in around 2 hours. I'm always jealous of people who can paint trees. I can never get the trunks or branches to look right. Oh yeah? What, I wonder what I could help you with that, Lori. I feel like I repeat a lot of similar things, I guess, with trees. I'm wondering what you think doesn't look right. If you want, you can always post a photo in Discord, and I can give you some honest critiques if you want. Like, not even critiques, just like what I think is different to, like, if you're wanting this type of tree, like a spookier, like really rickety thin tree, I can give you some tips of like what might be missing or how to do certain things if you want. Dropping a quick hello, keep being wholesome. Sounds good. Thank you, Lumpy. I'm glad you had a good week. It's always nice to see you. Oh, there's a hair in my milk. That's so nice. Oh. At least I know it's my hair. Nice long blonde one. So great. Ew. Okay, I'll just leave one more minute and then I'm gonna sketch out our little owls. So like I was saying earlier, these owls changed a lot. I had brown owls before, like barn owls, I think, with the little ears. They were just a little dark. I don't know. I thought they would stand out from the moon nicely, and I just felt they were too dark with everything else, so that's why I changed them. But if you want to do a different owl, you're more than welcome to. You can use my sketch and then you can color them up differently. Thanks, Jen. I'm a huge fan of it too. Jen says the moon is just everything, and I agree. I wish the moon was really like this. Yellows and purples and pinks. Like sometimes it does do a nice yellow or orange tone, which is really pretty. But I want all the pinks and purples. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm comfortable saying it's just my hair, at least. If I had roommates or something, you know, it'd be like, whose is this? But it's mine. For some reason, it's still a hair, but it just doesn't gross me out as much knowing it's mine. I find my hair in my food all the time, honestly, and it's just not a problem anymore. It's just kind of like, oh. Or in my paint, that happens all the time, where I find a little hair just like falling off. I'm like, ugh. It's just expected. It was a nice full moon on Wednesday. Yeah, I saw someone talk about that, and they said, oh, that's why everyone's moods are down. And I was like, I think I had a decent Wednesday. Wednesday was super productive and good for me. Monday and Tuesday weren't so much, and then Wednesday, Thursday, and today was okay because I had streams, so I took it a little easier. I had a private event on Thursday, but I still got lots done the day. Yeah, it's been pretty good. Did the Halloween candy shopping today, did more volcano plate. I'm excited to get these done. There's not too many left. And then I just want to resin them. It's gonna look so cool when they're resined. It'll be so shiny. Ugh. Oh yeah, that was my question. For those who are still listening in here and who are interested in volcano plate pieces, I have a quick question for you. And maybe I'll even put a poll in Discord or something. So I've talked before, my plan is to put resin on these, so like clear resin, like a liquid resin. It'll all dry and make it nice and solid, and I think it's going to make it nice and shiny and very like bright and colorful. It's going to bring out the colors, I think. Does anyone have interest in raw pieces versus resined ones? Because I feel like I heard 1 or 2 people say they'd prefer raw pieces so they can like frame them. They're a little thinner, I guess, without the resin. I just don't know if there's like legitimate, you know, if they would legitimately buy them or if it was just someone random talking in chat. It was a while ago is all I'm saying. I forget who they were. But someone talked about framing a piece and I was like, oh, maybe they would want a raw one then because it's a little thinner raw. When you resin it, it's going to beef it up a bit. Yeah, would there be interest in a few raw pieces? What I would do is it would be easier on me because I would just leave like 5 to 10 aside when I'm doing resin on the others and I'll just be like, raw ones, you know? Hey strangers, thanks for the follow. Don't be a stranger, welcome in. Feel free to say hi in the chat if you want, otherwise enjoy the painting. I'm doing a step-by-step tutorial. What is that, says Charlene? It's a piece of my volcano plate. Do you remember the volcano plate? I chopped it up and these are the pieces of the inside. I don't know if it's not really focusing, is it? Hello? You can see it nicely there. But yeah, they're all just random pieces of the volcano plate. So all this is layers of acrylic paint, and we've chopped it up. Between me and Lotus, it's just inevitable. True. Yeah, Wookie, interesting. I'd love both. Okay. Yeah, it's really fun, isn't it? Yeah, it took a while to do, honestly, Miss Rolly, because it was like, how do we do it, you know? And when I visited Forest, we had the tools to do it, so that was really nice. And now I'm, like I said earlier, I'm cleaning them all up. There's still work with, like, getting them to be this state. I had a rotten piece that I was showing everybody, but I've now lost it. Anyway. Yeah, because my plan was to resin, then like stick a little hole and then a little chain in them so it can be like a little keychain if you want it, or you can hang it somewhere. I'd probably like raw. Interesting. Okay, because honestly, that like it's no problem. It'd be, if anything, easier. I'm almost wondering if I'm like doing too much with them because I had the idea of resin. And I'm like, I wonder if anyone else wants that though. Like, I'm just thinking of what I would want, and I should ask all of you. So, any more honest opinions are welcome for those who are interested in purchasing a volcano plate piece. Like, maybe I'm straight up wasting my time by resining them, you know? So what I think I'll do is I'll do either half-half or like 2/3 and 1/3 type thing, and then that way there's 2 options, and people can purchase what they want. And obviously I think the smarter thing would be to do less resined pieces and more raw pieces, so then if I see the resin sells out quickly, I can just resin more of the raw. I can't reverse the process, right? So yeah, Curtis, yeah, having a few of both might be good. Perfect. Okay, I think I'll go with that. I have roughly like 50 pieces when I really looked through them and saw the good ones. So I think that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll do like, because I do want to see them. I just have a thought of how they would look with the resin on them. Maybe I'll resin like 20 of them and I'll keep 30 raw, you know? Resin will be priced a little higher because obviously it takes more time and supplies, but maybe that's a good point too, is that there will be 2 different price points and you can choose like a little cheaper or a little more expensive, or just whatever one you prefer. Maybe it's not about the price, maybe it's just about the look. Cool, thanks for everyone's opinions there. If anyone else wants to give an opinion, let me know. But yeah, they're all different sizes, so they're all unique in their own way. That's why I like them. They're all different. They're all a nice big chunk. Well, we got some triangles, some squares, some rectangles. All authentic volcano plate pieces. But yeah, I'm excited to see how they turn out resin wise. I have a thought on how I'm gonna do it. I'm just expecting problems. Last time I used resin, I experienced problems just in terms of like leveling it out and how to help it dry and no bubbles and stuff. I made it work, but my bathroom was a mess for a good week. So I need to plan for that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start these little owls now that I've given lots of time for this tree and for some drying time. I guess that did help as well. I'm gonna grab my white paint. And again, I'm anticipating that the white might mix with some wet black of the branches, so if you see that happening on mine or on your painting, don't worry. And I'm gonna start just by sketching out our owl. So the owl's very basic shape-wise. It's kind of like oval in the body. I'm using my mouse to show you here. A nice little oval. And then more of like a oval turned to the other side. This is more of a vertical oval. This is more of a horizontal oval. Very tight into the other one, so no neck involved. And then nice little like rounded triangle for the tail. And that's pretty much it. This guy can be roughly about the same. Here's the oval here. Here's the oval for the head. And a little triangle popping out for the tail. So if you want to think of it in very basic terms, you can start with that, and that's what I'm going to start with, and then you'll see me kind of shape these up a little bit, you know? Once it's all put together, you'll be able to change some things very slightly to make it more owl-like. So first I'm doing a nice large, I'm calling it like a vertical oval, so you can see the oval is going up and down, like an upright egg, not an egg on the side. And I'm doing that just resting on the branch. I'm doing the bigger owl first, so it's a little off to the left. Brandon's already given me the green light. I've spent oh, I know what you're saying about like birthday money too, and I thought that was so sweet. I'm sad that I can't open like before your birthday, but I guess that means you get the birthday money and you save it. I hope it'll be super soon after though, Jen. Again, I'm like itching to say a day that I have in mind. I just don't want to curse it. Like, what if something happens in a week and I can't work on stuff for a week? I'll be a week behind, you know? So, but I'm on track still. I made a plan a few weeks ago and I was like, if I do this week and do this week, and I planned it all out, and I was like, if I do all that, I can be done by here. And it's working out so far. So I've set a good pace at this point, it seems. Good photos of both so people can see difference. Absolutely, yes. There'll be two very separate products, I think. Like when I'm setting up my products, I can either make them like one version of a product, like you click the product and you choose the type, but I'm going to make them two separate product pages just because they're going to be quite different, right? They're both volcano plate pieces, but exactly, they're going to be quite different. But yeah, that's why I'm itching also to get these volcano plate pieces done, because it's one, I think it's the last item I need to like clean up and finish. Aside from quite literally printing the prints, which I have set up as well. Oh, that was another thing I did this week. I'm being so good and productive. I think the volcano plate is like the last thing I need to like finish up and clean up product-wise before I take final photos of things. So that's why I'm itching to get that done, because I'm like, it's preventing me from doing a cute little photo shoot with my final items. And that's preventing me from uploading them to the website. So it's like things are very much need to be done in order now. One thing leads to another, leads to another. Okay, here's my oval that's going the other way, left and right. That was maybe a little wide, but I can just adjust the body to match it. And you can see, again, I'm kind of like combining them in a way, so I'm kind of smoothing out this edge here, keeping it all very connected. I'm gonna bring it out a little further on the right here. But yeah, another thing I did this week, which is taking, and I still need to finish a little bit of, which was taking way longer than I thought, is quite literally just like cropping and editing all of my paintings. I'm gonna talk a lot about things I learned when this is all done. When I talk about the shop, I'm gonna do a whole, like, if you guys are interested, I just want to spill my thoughts on like things I shouldn't have done, things I should have thought about more. Number of paintings is one of them, because man, I thought it was like a good idea to be like, I'm gonna have a huge selection of paintings. I can offload paintings, hopefully. Like, they're taking up a lot of space. I'm just gonna put all of these up. Why the heck not? I have a printer. I can do what I want. It means though that I need to take photos of all of them, which I did a while ago, but it also means I have to edit every single one of them, crop every single one of them, make product photos of each one of them. So taking the crop photos and putting them in templates, like, and then templates for printing as well, because I size them differently, right? I have 5x7s and 8x10s, so I had to create a whole template for slotting them in, and then they're cropped differently depending on 5x7, 8x10. Oh my god, so you're like cropping each of them twice. I could go on. It's a lot. So that has been taking me longer than I thought. I underestimated what that would be like. I was like, oh, a quick little edit won't be bad, and some of them I've been spending more time on than I thought, so it's been eating up a little bit of time, but I'm enjoying it. That's the good part. It's not like I'm slugging through it like, ugh. I do enjoy that kind of stuff, so it's not so bad. Can't wait to see the storefront. I insert Uwabun if I had it. Ooh. Yes. I actually have like pages done, Shay, of the website, and I've been, again, itching to just like leak some of those or like screenshot, but I haven't. I've been good. I want lots of just fresh surprises for everybody. Tiny sneak peeks here and there, but not a lot. Okay, there's the body of the owl. You can see not a whole lot of gray is coming through, which is great. Even though these owls will have some gray added into them later. I'm just adding a little tail, so like I said, it's kind of like a rounded triangle, so not like straight edges, just kind of swaying. Two little curves coming to a point, and I tried to keep the branch open here because, of course, the owl's kind of hanging on with his claws, which we're going to add in later, kind of like there. But the tail's going behind. So we can always clean up the branch a little better if we need to, but for now I just kind of kept it showing. So I worked around it a bit. All right, and then I'll do the second owl the same way, starting with a nice egg shape, of course, just making it a wee bit smaller. Well, a lot smaller. There we go. Again, nice and tight to the branch. You can overlap this one because this owl I made looking this way, and so his tail is kind of coming down in front of the branch. So I'm just going to do that now. And you can see I added a little more detail to this guy's tail, so things like these little feathers I just add by stroking upwards. So I'm using the tip of my brush, I'm starting at the tip of the feather and coming up into the tail, up into the tail. You can see what it's left with are these small little bumps for the feathers. And then just the head on top. Agreed, Seafruits. Oh man. You know what? At this point, it'll just be such a relief to have it completed. I think it's gonna do big things just in terms of like motivation and feeling like I've really completed something bigger, you know? And then I'll be able to focus on other stuff. I'm really excited for multiple reasons for it. I think it'll be very good for a lot of things. Oh boy. So yeah, I can totally appreciate how much work it is now, and I'm curious to see as well how much it'll be upkeep-wise. I'm expecting it'll be a lot easier, like in terms of like releasing new products now that I know about adding them and like the process behind them, and the fact that I just have the bones of the website, it'll be a lot easier just to add products. I won't have to think about building a whole thing out each time. But I'm curious to see how that'll go in terms of like how much time that will involve and how much planning that will involve for like another drop of products and stuff like that, but that won't be for a little bit, I'm sure. I have a lot of things that I've that I'm already offering, so I don't think there's a need for like a second drop for a while. I want to concentrate on other things anyway before that happens. All right, we've got our little owl bases on, so what I'll do now is I'm going to move up to the mist. I'll maybe leave a minute or two just for those who are working on their owls. You can see the main shapes here as they're all completed. They're already looking cute. Just a quick minute or two and then I'll go back up into the mist. Yeah, and honestly, like I'm close enough to the shop opening now that it's like I'm now even thinking about after it, and I told myself I wouldn't do that. I was like, concentrate on this first, but I'm already like excited to get back into like working on stream because I know I haven't really improved anything or touched anything in a long time, and I have so many thoughts about what I could be doing, just small things to add, and like even just like a fresh layout or just new emotes or something. I just have a lot of ideas around those, and I'm excited to focus again on that because there was a time where I was really focusing on that and it was a lot of fun, and I love being like, guys, check out this new thing I did, or like now sound alerts are here, now this is here, and certain things have been broken for a while that I just want to fix. Yeah, so I'm already thinking about after that as well. Even though it's probably not best, I'm already like, all right, it's already, I'm not even done this thing, but I'm gonna do this other thing again. It's all the stuff. Yeah, well, that's what I want to do. That's the thing, Jen. Not to say I don't want to do the shop. It's just like I want to do all these things. I have trouble right now focusing on one. It's like a new problem. I was usually able to do a bunch of things just like pieces at a time. And like I figured out a couple months ago that I can't do that for some reason right now. I get way too overwhelmed. It's a change. It's really weird. And that's why I was like, I'm not thinking about, I'm doing streams here and there. I'm not thinking about it though. I'm not thinking about personal art. I'm just gonna do shop. Because if I was thinking about too many other things, I was like, I'm not doing any of them. It got way too much. Either way though. Thank you. Stream is already so good. Thanks. I just think I want to freshen it up a bit. I want to do a new schedule. I think I already have a plan for what my schedule is going to be. I'm just really excited for scheduling routine. And because with the schedule comes like new vibes in a way, it freshens it up. I think like I'm gonna talk to everybody about it. I plan on doing a stream where I'm like, here's my thoughts. I'm gonna have a little, either like a notebook or whiteboard or something where like, here's what I'm thinking. On Tuesdays I'll do this, and on this day I'll do this, and whatever. And then I'm gonna say, what do you guys think? And like, would you like this weekly? Would you like this monthly? Whatever. And I'm just really pumped for all of that. Like cooking, Jen. Like cooking's gonna be involved. Cooking in my schedule is like a consistent thing. Like a once a month thing on a certain Friday. You know what I mean? It's, I just want to get it all hammered in. I want the routine. Yeah, I want people to know kind of what to look forward to and expect. Yeah. Love routine. I've been feeling the same way. Must be in the way. I don't know. I feel like my routine vanished a while ago. Ever since I've been picking up the big project of the shop, I feel like I've been all over the place with, just with streaming schedule in general, but then just everyday personal schedule as well. I just want to like figure out everything at once. Let me do some mist while I talk more. So I'm going to do the mist up top. I'm just going to use my medium round brush. I don't know if I announced that I switched brushes. I apologize, but I did switch brushes when sketching out my owls. And I'm keeping the medium round, and I'm going to do some dry brushing. So I'm picking up some white. I'm just kind of wiping it off on my paper towel so there's barely any left. You can see barely any coming off. And then that way when I swirl my brush on the canvas, barely any comes off, and we have this nice transparent kind of mist forming. So you can see I'm just swirling, doing tight little circles, while also moving my literal brush around as I do the tight circles. And it creates some very, very light kind of bands or clouds of mist. That was my whole idea, that I wanted some mist in this painting. I thought a lot of people have been liking the mist in my other paintings, and just to spook it up, we want some good old mist in here. So again, tiny amount of paint, and I'm using just a little bit of pressure, and you can see how much paint can really come off here. You can see you can go a long time here. It's white paint, Charlene, just plain white. It might look a little gray just because it's like kind of transparent, but it's plain white paint that I'm using. Yes, cooking. It's felt hard to schedule myself the last couple of weeks. Yeah, I don't know why it makes me so excited, but I guess you share that to Shay and Jen, the idea of just like having things scheduled. I just like knowing what's coming up, I found recently with streaming, it's stressful almost, because I'm like, I don't know when I'm gonna do this stream. Even when I'm like painting, it's like, what am I gonna paint, And I just like the idea of having almost more variety, so I'm like excited when one thing comes up, and then it'll be a different thing next time and a different thing next time, and I can more properly plan what I want to do specifically with those things, what to cook or what to paint or whatever, what to play. Yeah. Cooking, yes. My thing is recognizing that I can't be on top of everything at once. Correct, and I tend to focus on the things falling by the wayside rather than things I'm rocking it. Rather than the ways I'm rocking, excuse me. Very silly. Yeah, I can relate to that as well. That's, I think that's what was happening, Shay. I'd be working on one thing, and in the meantime, I'm not talking about right now, but like, yeah, months ago, weeks ago, I'd think about another thing, and I'd get upset that I wasn't working on the other thing, and I was like, this thing's falling behind, I haven't done anything, and I'd get upset and then not do anything as a result. It just brought me down that much that I'd be like, what's the point? But you're right, and I wasn't focusing on, it was the same for me. I wasn't focusing on like, hey, but I'm making progress on this other thing, so just keep going. And instead I'd be like, ugh, and I'd stress myself out and try and do the other thing and the other thing, and then I'd be like, I'm not doing anything right. So I feel that. I think I've worked through that piece, but still lots to work with. Yes, exactly, because you are rocking it. Have you ever used the Bob Ross paints? I have not. I've never come across them. I think they're out there, but they're also, I assume, oils, right, Ray? And I am not a big oil person. I still dream of being able to properly use oils and follow a lot of oil artists and say, wow, one day. But still not feeling the itch to pick those back up again. I think that he worked with a pretty reputable manufacturer, supplier. So I assume they're pretty good, Frey. But I can't say personally. This missed everybody. I'm just, adding, you can see anywhere along the top, and I'm going to actually, that's actually probably better. I was going to brighten up a little bit because I'm looking at the screen. I see a lot of this is very transparent, so if you need to make any of this a little brighter, just go over a second time. It's always better to go over a second or third time rather than just try and do it the first time in terms of getting it brighter, because I think you'll find that it usually ends up that you use a little too much paint and then you can't really reverse it. So it's better, again, just to be a little lighter at the start, then you can always add more. Hopefully you're getting that good brush ASMR there. Still working on my work routines. Yeah, that too, Jen. Yeah, I really truly mean not just streaming, but everything in my life. Yeah, cleaning and such, one chore at a time. You've been doing great with that. I've seen your photos that you've been posting. Your befores and afters, they're very inspiring. Don't get too focused on the fact that you have to eat a whole elephant. You have to eat a whole elephant, just take one bite at a time. That's good. At first I was confused, Jen, going from one chore at a time. You're like, don't focus on eating the elephant. I was like, what do you mean? It's like, don't focus on dinner? What do you mean? And I was like, I as well sometimes forget I eat, but that's not the point you were making. Anyway, I got you. I'm missing this great scheduling talk because my internet. Oh no! I can repeat if you miss anything, Shay. It's all good. And again, I'm gonna have a whole stream about talking about like the literal stream schedule, and maybe we can turn it into like a whole schedule my freaking life, and we can all schedule all your lives as well. We can just make it into a scheduling stream. Everyone get their little calendars out, weekly spreads, whatever, and we can all just schedule together. That would be really neat. Honestly, I would love that. I love scheduling. Scheduling's so hard for me. I know. It's okay. Right now it is. There will be times it's not. Sure, sounds good, Shay. But again, don't worry. We'll have a whole stream dedicated to it. I really do honestly want to dedicate a stream to just talking about future of this stream, when you can find me, when you'd like to find me live, what would work for everybody. Because again, there's a piece of do what I want, do what works for me, but there's definitely a piece of like do what works for the community as well. I don't want to choose dates and times that everybody's like, oh my god, I'm never gonna see her again. And I think my plan does involve a lot of good times that most people are available, or if you can't make one, you'll make another type thing. So just want to make sure it's all working out. But again, that won't be for a little bit. I'm again talking about things that are a while away. Just excited for them is all. Cool, cool, cool. It's something my sister says to me all the time when I'm stressed. How do you eat an elephant? And I sheepishly answer, sigh, one bite at a time. That's cute. Okay, I guess it's one at a time. Oh, that's nice that she's gentle reminder of that, you know? Okay, I think that's enough mist here. It looks a little more separated than my other mist. I don't know. It's like I need to make bigger swirls here and there, maybe just combine some stuff. Either way, it is some mist. I'll do a little more work on it and then we can work on our owls together. Stop it. How are you gonna cook it? Store leftover seasoning utensils? This is kind of her point though, is that these are all small steps to eating it as well. I think. Too much yeah, cancels eating elephant. 1 sec, I'm changing the battery here. I've decided I can't eat an elephant at all. Goodbye, that's it. Yeah, for real though. We figured it out, and then Forrest is just there being like, but the utensils! What if we eat with our hands? Alright, owls are back. And I think I need to change the ISO again, because it looks very bright. Excuse me. That's a little better. Cool. Alright, I'll give an extra minute or so with the mist, and then we can clean up our owls. Get all the nice little deets on our owls. So the white might be a little wet. Mine I can see is slightly shiny, slightly matted out, and that's okay. Because again, like our owls, you can see are white, but I do a lot of gray additions here. Like this owl here, it's really only this area and this area, and I guess the feet that are white. Everything else has a little bit of a gray base. So if you still have some gray hanging around, that's okay. We can just kind of keep it there and play with it a little bit more. I think I'll just take a nap instead of eating this. Stop it! You can do that though. You can eat the elephant. I heard that, Shay. Eating an elephant with a spork is completely out of the question. Hey, Foguston, welcome in. Why is that out of the question? Again, I think hands would work. Any utensils would be fine, I would think. Unless it's prepped into the nuggets, my vote is fork and knife into nuggets. Elephant nuggets doesn't sound appetizing. My friend and I decided to name our anxiety voices Jan. We send a gif from Brady Bunch movie when Marcia is just like, sure, Jan. Oh, Jan, excuse me, not Jen. I thought you were talking to Jen saying we named our voices. I think I remember you saying this, that you named your anxiety voices, and I thought it was really funny. The sure Jan makes a lot of sense. That works so, so well. What would an elephant taste like? Yeah, I don't know. It's probably just like chicken, like everything else, right? I don't know. Stop it! A nice aioli with elephant nuggies. Stop it! We're not discussing nuggeting elephants. Elephants need to be saved. Just let them be, okay? We don't need to nuggify them. Crocodile nuggies. I've had some crocodile pieces before. What were they called? Iconic. Hello and welcome in. I'm just doing a step-by-step painting tutorial, but we're also talking about elephants and nuggets if you want to join the chat, but thanks for the follow either way. I think they are called crocodile bites, Shay. I'm sure they are like the same thing though, and the same thing. It was just like, okay. Yeah, you guys are saying nuggets. I think they're called bites. Either way, frog leg is definitely nothing like chicken. True. I regret the elephant talk. No, 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 no. Gator, not croc. Someone please revoke my Floridian card. Maybe it was gator for me too. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. It was somewhere in Florida though, actually, from what I remember. That's like, I guess I'll try it. And I just remember thinking, they're okay. I wouldn't say they were like chicken. They were just like not very flavored meat, you know? That's what I mean by like chicken. It's all just kind of like, different textures really, but not different tastes. If it was Florida, if it was in Florida, it was a gator, isn't crocs. Very true. I guess I had gator then. Gator bites. Or gator nuggies, I guess. Let's do these owls. Alright, so what I'm gonna do first is describe the owls a little bit. So I said before, they are, you can see, mostly white, or not mostly white, they kind of look like white owls, but there's a lot of gray. You can really look closer and see how much gray there is in them up here. All of this is a very, very light gray. Same with this guy, I have gray kind of going around the face here. Down here, I kept these feathers a little more white with just some, you know, gray detailing. But yeah, mostly gray, some white in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to redo some of the white. I'm just going to do a second layer of white so it's nice and wet, because I did like working with a nice wet white base. I had to say that slowly because I would have... Wet white base. Because yeah, it helps with the feather texture. You can kind of really smoothly and slickly put on all these little textured strokes on top of the wet white. So I'm going to do white everywhere a second time. We'll go in with gray. We'll go in with this very dark gray. It's actually not black. It's a very, very deep dark gray, just so it's not competing with the black of the silhouette of the tree. There is black on the eyes here, on the beak. We'll do all those as well. Put some nice orange in the eyes, and then probably clean up at the end with some little feets, or cleaning up the feathers and things like that. We'll kind of do all of those one at a time. There we go. All right, so starting off with white, I'm just using my medium round brush. You can see it makes a nice bright white when we're doing a second coat, so important to do. And try and use a light hand with this. If you're putting this this white on top of your first coat of white and it's still a little bit wet, You just don't want to press too hard. If you start to press very hard, it's going to bring up the first layer a bit. You might start to see some little holes while you paint, some little gaps kind of where your bristles are pulling everything. So just very lightly, just kind of laying it on top, just plain white paint. I'm gonna dip some more here. There we go. So again, even though we're covering a lot of this with gray, it's still good to have a nice base. The second coat of white is of course covering up some things like the branches in the background. Maybe you see them right now. The second coat, they disappear. So even though we will add gray on top, it's still a good idea to do this. Yeah, that was very sad when that happened. I wasn't like a huge fan personally, but obviously I was watching him and knew of him, and I remember distinctly when that came on the news. Like, I'm pretty sure I remember it being reported when it wasn't officially dead. It was more so like accident happened, we're seeing what's up. Alright, nice bright white here. Working at a zoo, tripping race stingers. I could only think of Erwin. Please, please don't sting me right. Yeah, I think it was a very specific one though, wasn't it? And kind of like a freak accident type thing. I think it wasn't even that he was stung. It may have been like where he was stung or how. I forget. I think there was something a little more specific with it though. Alright, so we got white down. So now I'm going to add the nice light grays, and as I said before, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stroke them on top of the wet white paint. Again, it kind of added a nice kind of soft effect by doing that. The gray kind of blended in a little bit. Just wasn't like very distinct strokes. They're a little softer, so I'm going to do that again here. So I'm just mixing a super light gray on my palette, so lots of white with just a wee bit of black. And maybe make it a touch darker than you want, because as you put it onto the white, it might mix a little bit and create a little bit of a lighter gray anyway. So if you want to darken it just a teeny bit more than you want it, or you can even test and then darken a little later, that's fine. But I'm going to start just around the head here. I like to do a couple little, oh yeah, barely noticeable. Here we go, I was way too light. Let me darken a bit and I'll do that again. Silsly right in the chest or something. Yeah, Google. Okay. So yeah, using the tip of my brush, just doing some small little strokes. I'm going kind of along the left-hand side, kind of where I guess the cheek is, or where the neck kind of would be. The owls kind of don't have a whole lot of neck. It's all kind of hidden. I go up along this side. And then I'm going to do a little bit kind of a little above in the middle where the beak will eventually go. I like to add a little bit of gray and shading in there, a little bit more feathers. There we go. And I'm keeping the rest white for now. We'll add some of the dark grays later on above. But otherwise, I'm just going to add lots of this gray down here. And you can see I'm trying to keep with doing little individual strokes. It just helps with making it look kind of feathered. So I am covering the white with this gray, but you can still see all the nice little individual strokes as I add. That's how I eat my elephants, one at a time, one bite at a time. Smart, smart, smart you all are. And I did the tail too, as you can see, just kind of covering in gray all little individual strokes. Let me grab a little bit more and I'll go and do the same thing on the other side. The only difference is that, of course, this owl is kind of twisting its neck, twisting its head to see us. So we're not going to cover the left-hand side with gray, only the right. We're just going to do kind of along the side here, trying to show the viewer that he's not looking directly at us, right? We're shading up this side. I started a little higher up, as you can see. And then I'm going to go closer to the middle where the beak is, and I'm going to leave this side a little lighter here. Just imagining that the other side is a little more hidden because he's twisting around. And then otherwise, again, same thing. I'm just going to cover up the body with some gray. The only other difference is I'm going to watch where the tail is, and I'm going to do something a little different with the tail. How would you season your elephant, though? Is that inappropriate? I don't want to eat any elephants. I don't know why we're talking about eating elephants. It was a great analogy, but quite literally eating an elephant, I don't want to. I take it back. Don't season the elephant. Don't answer that. So what I'm doing at the tail is I'm doing a little bit of a triangle like this, just to show where the feathers are starting here. So keeping them a little longer, they don't start right where the tail is, it kind of goes up into the body. So I've created a little bit of a triangle, and I'm just going to cover with gray anywhere above and around it. So keeping this nice and white for now. I will add some detail actually right now to those feathers. Yeah, no, you would think so, especially the crocs. That was like the whole thing, obviously, right? Everyone was always so scared when he was working with them. Yeah, Jen, not to say it was bad to bring up the elephants. I think it was still a great analogy. It was just, don't want to eat them. All right, so to separate these feathers a bit, I've just grabbed a little bit more gray. I made it a teeny bit darker as well, so you can maybe darken it just a little bit. Just gonna do a small little stroke kind of on the left-hand side of each feather, so just making a little bit of shading on the bottom or left-hand edge. So I've done that first one. I'm gonna kind of curl around, do the second one, curl around, do the third one, curl around, and a fourth one. And that way we can kind of just see them continuing up without changing the whole color. And my gray strokes are a little thick, and if that happened to you, you can always go back in with a little white and just kind of re-stroke that on, thin them out a little bit. That made a teeny bit of a difference, but not much. Either way, just saying, you can always adjust, of course, by going back in with white, so no worries if you made a little bit of a mistake or, yeah, added a little too much gray. So next step, I'll give a quick minute, of course, before moving right along here, but next step is we're actually going to add the yellow of the eyes, because we want that to be laid down first so we can put black around them after it's dried a little bit. So we're going to do that next, and then we'll work on all the other details that we see. If I have some peanut oil. Peanuts, I guess, would be appropriate. Don't elephants like peanuts? Some like peanut butter elephant. What do elephants eat? Peanuts is probably just a cartoon thing, isn't it? They don't actually eat peanuts. Be way too small. What do elephants eat, though? With their big trunks. Elephant facts. If you're done with your gray, you can switch to a teeny tiny brush. And you can start to mix your eye color. I chose kind of like a golden yellow color for my eyes. You can make it a brighter yellow or more of like a bright, really deep orange if you want. I feel like there's quite a few different color varieties for owl eyes, but I'm going to do more of a golden yellow. So what I'm doing on my plate is I'm mixing together white, lots of yellow, and just a tiny bit of red. The tiny bit of red is going to make it more of a golden. So there's my yellow, there's my golden color. They do like peanuts. Ah! It's not just in cartoons. Listen, I'm trying to think of like, I've seen elephant videos before, obviously. I just can't think of anywhere I've seen them eating. I hope I'm not sounding horribly stupid right now, but I can't think of what they really eat. Hay and grass. I guess that makes sense. you would just think with such a large animal they would eat something a little bit more. Like I was thinking, like, do they eat any meat? Like, are they carnivores? I've never really seen them picking apart an animal before, so it really stunned me there for a bit. Alexa said, twigs, bark, fruit, grass, fruits, nothing about peanuts. I would trust they like peanuts, but they probably don't like find them in the wild, and that's probably why Alexa is saying twigs, bark, fruit, grass, and roots. I bet peanuts is like a human thing that we give them. Twigs though, the poor things eat like they're so big. They eat that many twigs and bark. Oh my goodness, I just want to give them something yummier. Do you think they think that's delicious? Like fruit is a real treat for them in that pack of things? Sorry, I stepped away to our pizza. There's a free pizza. Dang, is that through Domino's or something else? I think Domino's is pretty good about that. You've earned a free pizza. So I have my golden yellow, everybody. I'm just going to do my eyes. So the eyes are kind of like almond shape. You can see two little curves that come to points. I tilted them a little bit in like this, so they're not straight across. They're kind of like going down like that. And they're going to be just above this gray area here where the beak is, because the beak's going to be a little lower. The eyes will be a little higher. So they're going to be like this. And again, you're just worried about the yellow for now. You're not worried about the pupil or anything. We're going to add that a little later once this is a little more dry. It'll be a lot easier once this has a chance to dry up a wee bit. There's one. There's two. I'm just going to clean this up a little bit. And again, using a delicate touch because the white is still a wee bit wet, so the harder I press, the more the white paint is going to kind of mix in, the yellow's going to disappear, the golden yellow's going to disappear, so just a nice little light touch, kind of just laying it on top. Little offset eyes, that's fine. Let's see if we can make them a little bit bigger. So in this case, I think this one's a little higher, so to fix that, by making it bigger, what I can do is increase the size by bringing it down a bit. And then this one I'll increase the size from the top. So hopefully that'll level out a bit. And it did. So yeah, just a little trick. If you ever need to level something out, you can just make it a wee bit bigger. You just want to work on the sides that would bring it more to the position that you're looking for. And again, change things around it to complement it as well. Cute. Same thing for the other side. Like a beaver, I guess so. Just all the bark and stuff. Domino's knew it. There you go. Describe the pizza. Slowly describe the pizza. My family prejudiced me against Domino's as a child, but since I've seen the light, what was their problem with Domino's? I'm really curious. Was there like a feud with the local Domino's? I'd like to know. My one friend can't get enough of Domino's. He always talks about like how many free things you can get from Domino's and all the deals, and I'm like, man, I guess I'm missing out. Because I don't really have a specific brand of pizza I go for. I'm just kind of like, what's open? Oh, you're free delivery right now? Cool, I'm choosing you. I'm not dedicated to a pizza brand like that. Green peppers, mushrooms, onion. Yo, that's a good combo. That's so good. It's gonna get stuffed cheesy bread. Free pizza, I figured just make my... True. They just don't like it. Oh, okay. I see. I can understand then. Domino's is garbage, we're not ordering. You're like, I guess it's garbage. I think they've always been pretty solid. I never think they're like the best, but they're consistent and solid. And it's more about the deals from what I've heard. Like you said, you just opened up your account and had a free pizza. You're like, oh, sick. Like, that's pretty cool. Alright, there's our nice golden yellow eyes. So now what we can do... Oh, before we do that, actually, I want to add the little feetsies here. So we have some little feet just poking out at the bottom here. So before we add the dark gray detailing, I just want to add in some white. So I'm going back to my medium round brush. Excuse me, with some plain white paint. Just using the tip of the brush, I'm going to stroke upwards. I'm going to do all the little toes or claws here, just kind of starting where I want to, then stroking up, stroking up, stroking up, up. So very simple little foot there. I'm gonna do that a second time, stroking up, 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 up. And there's another one. You can maybe like touch it up a bit, maybe round it out at the top a bit, but I kept them very straightforward, very fluffy feet, and then we'll add some little dark claws on them after. One right near my apartment. Oh yeah, absolutely. Better ingredients, better pizza. Pizza, little Papa Caesarinos. I'm confused. Wait, Domino's? I thought you were Papa John's. I thought you were for Papa. That's what you started with anyway. Better pizza, pizza, little Papa Caesarinos. This week we were at pizza. Girls like pepperoni only. Order a ham pineapple for me. Yum. Turns out I ordered ham and pepperoni. Uh-oh. Like, what the hell? Where's my pineapple? Ham and pepperoni. That's not what was expected. Still a decent combo. Both of those ingredients are good, but I understand if you're expecting that sweet pineapple, you're like, where did it go? Alright, let's go ahead and add our dark gray details. So again, any of these very dark details here, dark gray rather than black. I will do black for the eyes and the beak and even the claws. I guess I didn't mention that before, but everything else I keep just a nice dark gray. So lots of black, little bit of white. Still using my teeny tiny detail brush. I'll start at the top here. We have a little bit of like spotting at the top, so I'm just kind of tapping my brush, keeping the spots a little closer together near the top, and then as I come down, just make them a little more spaced apart, a little smaller, until they just stop or disappear. Again, you can see they really stick just close to the top here. Don't want it to go close down to the eyes or anything, maybe a little lower. That's fine. All right. Boop, boop, boop. Same thing on the other side. I'll kind of do each one, I think. One little step on each one. There we go. It's like we're giving them some hair, I guess. A little toupee on top. When I was a kid, the only pizza we got was the Box Chef Boyardee. It's a mix of crust and sauce. Little Caesars open, you get BOGO pizzas. Yep. Yes, 2 pizzas side by side. Oh, I never remembered that. I feel like, I think Little Caesars did the hot and ready, right? Or is that pizza? That was like a big thing when that came out. Get your pizza instantly. Best pizza plate was not directed. That's what it sounded like. I was just questioning. We did a pizza taste test once between Hut, Domino's, Hut's bottom, right? For sure bottom. Little Caesars won. Really? I've always liked Little Caesars. I can't remember if it was Little... They're so similar. We have pizza up here. I guess Americans don't have pizza, right? That's the whole thing, that Little Caesar says pizza. We literally have a pizza chain called Pizza here. And they're orange as well. Like, their branding is all orange, just like Little Caesar. This is very confusing. And I forget which one did Friday pizza time at school, but whatever was there, whatever one did that, I love forever. I think it was Little Caesars. But whatever it was, that one was A+ every time. Maybe because I was a kid, maybe because it was Pizza Fridays, but it was still delicious. Canned pineapple on the side, so sad. Doing sour tofu this week. That sounds good, Shay. Alright, let's add the small little details here. So, when I was looking at, I think they were snow owls, right? Just kind of like rows of they're not dots, they're just kind of like small little markings. Very sporadic and very rough. So, don't try and do little dots all in a row. Just kind of wiggle your brush a bit, maybe dot here and there, but yeah, we're gonna start with just a small little row, so you can see kind of leaving some spaces, maybe jiggling my brush a bit up and down as I tap, leaving a little bit of a gap. Then we're going to the other side doing the same thing. It's almost like they get a little thinner as they go in, like they're starting to disappear. So you can start to do that to make them a little wider at the start, and then as they get closer in, they kind of dissipate a bit. And you don't need to do clean rows. You can see how these kind of jiggle up and down, and maybe you touch your brush a bit kind of in between to kind of mess them up a bit. I think that looks a little more natural. Because yeah, these aren't very distinct patterns. They're all just kind of everywhere, I think. And then as you get further down, they get a little bigger. So you can see I'm kind of brushing up and down now, going doing little like tick marks almost. And then again, kind of switching to maybe just tapping straight on as I get closer to the middle here. Again, kind of messing things around as I go. Just remember the personal pan pizza at Pizza Hut. Oh yeah, for reading books. We had something like that too. Yeah, like I feel like Pizza Hut was the more popular choice, or like soccer team goes to get pizza, they go to the Pizza Hut. I never liked Pizza Hut. I didn't hate it. It was even noticeable as a kid. I was like, this pizza's not as good. I'd still eat it, obviously. I was not picky, but just interesting that even as a kid, I feel like I knew that, and I was like, still low tier pizza. So yeah, bigger and bigger. You can see these rows kind of get bigger and thicker as they go. And again, don't be afraid to just kind of brush in between as well. I'm really trying to make sure these aren't all like in a nice big row, you know, they're not all perfectly aligned. It's more like gibberish squiggles, kind of like chicken scratch, like a doctor's note, you know? Just write out a prescription as you're filling up these owls. I think that's a good description. You are prescribed antibiotics for 2 weeks. That's what that says. There's time and place for Pizza Hut. Meat lovers, the pan crust. You know what Pizza Hut was good for? They had a buffet that was sick. They had a buffet. It wasn't like the best buffet. It was a cheap buffet though. Good value. I went when I was in university. And no, we did not take from the buffet and bring little containers and store some pizza away and take it out of the restaurant. We would never do that. I'd be taking advantage of the buffet. No, we just enjoyed what was there and then left without any food stuffed in our bags. Great value. I'm hungry. Sorry. Yeah, like the salad bar. Yeah. All that buffet stuff. They would have like the salad bar. They'd have a couple like pasta, macaroni, salad type things. Obviously pizza, a couple a couple types of pizza. I thought it was pretty good value. For pretty cheap. I couldn't tell you the price, but it was enough that a university student was excited about it, so we did go. Becca, hello, welcome in. I'm just finishing up our step-by-step tutorial here. Welcome in, though. I'm gonna continue this pattern down here. It's kind of more just like full squiggle. You're not really leaving a gap or anything. Just more chicken scratch. There we go. I'm gonna fill in this little gap here. We want to keep the feet nice and white, so I'm trying to work around the little feets there. Makes my butt go boom. The CC's, you mean? Cheesy garlic. Oh yeah, they probably had garlic bread in the buffet too. I'm sure they did. Actual pieces of bread with mozzarella for pizza used to be my go-to. Thanks, Becca. Yeah, I'm teaching it step by step right now. All right, so with this owl, a little different. You can see the pattern isn't really there anymore. The reference I was looking at, they weren't these big stripes. It was more so just small little sections of this dark gray. So just kind of like a couple little tick marks or a couple little squiggles. Just more like separated, you know? Small little batches of them, so you can be a little more sporadic with these. And the one thing I'll point out quickly as well is we don't want to go into these tail feathers. So I actually did a little, you know, border here, which I did see in the reference. Just kind of like some little brush strokes of this dark gray, kind of bordering it to make sure we don't go past, and then continuing anywhere above and around it. Meant the CC's garlic bread. Oh, I see. Oops. I feel like it's kind of hard to mess up garlic bread. Pretty simple, straightforward. I'm sure there are better and worse ones, but hard to mess it up. Yes? Go ahead, Cindy. You're always welcome to do that. I never guarantee that I can meet the request, but I'm always down to hear it. Can we paint? Can you stop it? I can't believe that. I was all ready, Cindy. I was all ready to be like, what can I do for you? And then you hit me with that. It's horrible. You know what that means to me. What if I did one day, though? What if I did, okay? What? I can't believe you just typed that out. Can we paint Candyland? What if I did, though? Would anyone actually want it at this point? Like, now that Candyland's gone, like, would it be awful if I did it? You know what I mean? Oh, the Domino's tracker is patented. Is it really? You literally a graphic that shows you when your pizza's in the oven, it's ready to be picked. I didn't know it was patented. That's hilarious. I know what you're talking about though, and it says, usually Shay, it says the employee's name, and it's like, John is putting pepperoni on your pizza. Amanda has put the pizza in the oven and is monitoring it for quality. You know what I mean? It's really funny. That's hilarious that they patented that. Like, this is top-notch technology. This idea is unique. I guess it kind of is. It's a cool feature that Domino's has. I thought you were gonna request making one of you guys do a chicken noodle, because that's it. I thought she was gonna say something about chicken noodle, honestly, or just adding to the painting. Instead it was like, new to Candyland, hello? Flashback. I would love it. Would you? When would I? Okay, when would be a fun time to do that? You know, when would be an appropriate kind of like jokey time to do that? I'm working on an owl painting myself, but it's Pokemon Real. Oh, cute! Hear me out, okay, Jen. Hey, it's Truman, welcome in. Simo, it's good to see you. How have you been? It's been a little bit since I've chatted with you. How's it going? Candyland merch, stop it. Here, gosh, no, you're fine. What would the merch be? Make it sweet ears. No. Yeah, the Domino's is great. What would the merch look like? Everyone who's painting with me, I'm gonna do the black features now. Hey, Scaredy, welcome in! Welcome into you and your crew, hello! If there's a mod available, could somebody please shout out Scaredy Fox, lovely human. We all know Scaredy very well. Scaredy, I'm in the middle of a toot, so I don't usually like flash Instagrams and stuff, but if you want to link anything special, is your shop open now? You could link that. Please whisper it to a mod who's active, or even me. I guess I can take a quick minute to like watch my whispers. But just because I'm doing my toot, I'm trying to finish this up. I'll be available in like a couple minutes though. Oh, we're at 10:04. I need to do this now. All right, so those painting along. I'm just using plain black paint. Just a couple new features here, or last minute features, I guess. We're gonna do our little beaks, which are kind of like really elongated diamonds almost. They start at a point, they kind of come out and come back in, just like straight up and down, and they're within those little gray sections that we pointed out earlier. Hello, there she is. Sweet Acres sounds like Aaron walking across acres to go trick or treating. Simone, I'm good too. Thanks for asking. I've been busy with a lot of offline stuff, but it's all coming together. I'm trying to open up an art shop. I don't know if I've talked to you about that before. I don't know if you've been in here as I'm talking about it, but it's been like a months and months of work in progress, and it's finally like coming together very soon, so it's very exciting. I can sell some things. I can sell some art finally after being on Twitch for a year and a half and painting for a year and a half. It's really exciting. AK Lettuce, it's good to see you. Hello. Yes, I'm waiting for that, Scaredy. That was mainly what I should have asked. I shouldn't asked, is your store open? I should have asked, where are the broccoli dog stickers? Are they available? No rush, of course, but I am curious, of course. But like I said, honestly, if you would like me to link anything, I'm happy to do that for you. I just gotta keep this screen on the toot here for those following along. But please tell us more about what you've been working on, or about your stream. I could link your Insta, I'm sure, very quickly if you'd like me to link that. Hello, yes, it's good to see you, Lettuce, hello. Okay, and the last feature with black paint, everybody, is just outlining the eyes and then doing a nice big pupil in the middle. So take your time with this, use your tiny, tiny brush. You can wipe it on the side of your plate to really line up your bristles. And then it's gonna give this owl some eyeliner here, just outline the eyes. Ooh, there we go. Reload, reshape. Ooh. Ooh, nice big eyes on this one. So sounds good, Scaredy, no rush. I'm sure I could flash something up on screen once I'm done the tube too, so no rush at all. If you come back in 5 or 10, that would be honestly perfect. Then I can properly shout you out. Okay, loading the second one. Okay, I'm just gonna give Scaredy a quick shout out in general so people can, whoops, check her out. I'm gonna, excuse me, oh my gosh, so much is happening at once. Okay, there's Scaredy, in case anyone wants to check out Scaredy. I know a lot of you already know and love her, but if you don't know who Scaredy is, please go check her out. Does a lot of cute teeny dog portraits, mostly with colored pencils and pencils in general. And I think is opening a shop soon, slash maybe opened a shop, but more importantly will be releasing stickers of a cute dog with broccoli, and that's what I'm waiting for, so check her out if you're interested in that. Okay, outlining the other two eyes. Man, these are way bigger than my originals, and that's fine. Owls do have big eyes. Big glowy eyes. Ooh, his eyeliner got a bit thick. That's alright. Oh, this guy is wonky. Oh man, eyes are so difficult. I had trouble with this in the original as well. I redid the eyes because I didn't like them. And then last step is just adding a nice big black pupil. I kind of put them a little closer to the middle. So kind of on the right hand side of the left eye and the left hand side of the right eye. And the other thing I do is I put the pupil a little higher up. So it kind of touches the border of the eye at the top, but then you'll see the full circle on the bottom. So right now he looks kind of dopey. Hopefully with this next one he doesn't look as dopey. Usually the first one looks kind of weird on its own. There we go, that kind of evened out there. Good, good. Some little ones for this guy. 1, 2. Oh, he got a little big again. This eye is just all over the place. That's fine. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's covered up a little bit. The yellow does border, but it's getting very close. Okay, little cuties, you're all done. They kind of look a little dopey. That's okay, though. They're cute. They have some character. Alvin, hello. It's good to see you. Sorry, I'm behind on chat. I cut salad. Sounds good. Absolutely, Shay, always. It's always good to talk to you. Might log in tomorrow. Sounds good, sounds good. Yeah, I should be on for a little bit tomorrow. A little bit. I'll be on for a longer bit. 11 a.m. onwards. And then movies after. Have fun making dinner. Or not really making, just enjoying your pizza. And yeah, Alvin, it's good to see you. Yeah, I recognize that as Cassie's emote, the pizza love. Yeah. How long ago did you do the original? Like a couple weeks ago, Becca, I think, maybe 2 weeks ago. Yeah, so cute. Yay, we did it. Alright, I'll say my little spiel and then I'll keep chatting with everybody here on Twitch. But for those who joined me in paint today, thank you very much for coming. Hope you all enjoyed. For those on YouTube, again, thanks for watching along. Hope you enjoyed at home as you were doing this. As usual, I'll suggest if you're all done and want to share your work, any photos of your paintings or any art that you did inspired by this design, feel free to do that. I'm putting it in the Twitch chat for everybody where you can post photos, but verbally I'll say as well, you can post them to Facebook, you can post them to Instagram, you can tag me on both of those platforms. On Facebook specifically, you're welcome to go back to the event page. So if you go to events and then find the page for this exact event here, just based on the date and the design, you can actually post it in the event, and then that way anyone who marked themselves as attending or likely followed along as well can see as well. So it's a good little spot to post. I'm just clicking around to open it up for posting because I always lock it until this is all done. Event settings, there we go, done, update, cool. Yeah, otherwise again, Instagram is great, Twitter, Discord as well. We have a lovely Discord community with lots of art sharing channels, so feel free to check that out. Again, if you want to follow along with any future tutorials, you can check them all out on YouTube. I'm actually like almost completely caught up posting everything I've ever done, so that's very exciting. I have some more fall Halloween tutorials actually being posted, scheduled to be posted next week. They're like done and scheduled. It's very cool. So you can look forward to that, and if you want to look forward to more live tutorials or kind of catch up on what I'm doing now, again, any of the social medias on Facebook, Twitch, Discord, Twitter, I don't really use. Yeah, anyway, erinbunpaints on all of those. You can check out any of those social medias. You'll probably find a schedule somewhere, and you can catch me live on Twitch a few times a week as well to kind of ask me questions and catch up with me there. And I don't have a tutorial scheduled right now, but that should be coming up very, very soon. I have other things kind of in the works right now, offline, that I'm trying to focus on, so toots are taking a little bit of a backseat, but I still plan on continuing these, so just hold tight for the next one. You'll see it posted everywhere and everywhere, anywhere and everywhere when it's all done. What else do I say at the end? Yeah, again, just thanks for watching along. It really helps for people to watch along live on Twitch and on YouTube. Both of those places are great ways to support me. If you want to support me further, kind of go the extra mile, I always have tip links available in the description of the video and on Twitch, so you're welcome to donate that way just to show your support for enjoying these free tutorials. But otherwise, I just appreciate you watching and being here and doing some art. That's the main goal of all of these free tutorials, is to encourage people to keep doing art. So yeah, just thank you for doing that. And otherwise, if you gotta go, if you're all done the tutorial, then thanks for coming, and I'll see you at the next one. Yeah, see you later.